Hello, NBA fans. Daily news about the Los Angeles Lakers. I'm a fan of the Lakers show and I hope you'll subscribe to the channel and give it a like. A team with stellar players is crucial, but winning a championship requires a strong roster, both in the starting lineup and on the bench. To achieve this, it's crucial to sign strong players, and the Lakers are being suggested to bring in the reliable Kelly Oubre Jr. Eve's fall, the herd. Mark Stein told everyone on Monday that the Los Angeles Lakers would be interested in upgrading the roster with a two-way wing. It just so happens that Jake Fisher followed that up with a report about one who could be right there for the Lakers taking, should they want him. The Philadelphia 76ers are reportedly looking to offload pieces to make more financial room for a reunion with their restricted free agent, Quentin Grimes. This would mean Kelly Oubre Jr. could be available for a trade. Fisher spoke on the subject during a recent YouTube Live for Bleacher Report. Fisher said, "There has been buzz all summer long about the Sixers looking to potentially move one of, if not both, Andre Drummond and Kelly Oubre. If they are able to find a deal, that would open up some more wiggle room for Philadelphia to be able to pay Grimes a little bit more." Oubre's $8.4 million contract figure for the 2025-26 NBA season would require some creativity in terms of getting the deal done for the Lakers. It would probably need a third team to step in and absorb one of the players from Los Angeles. Still, it could be a worthwhile venture for Rob Pelinka. Kelly Oubre Jr. fits what the Lakers need in all areas but one. Stein told everyone the Lakers wanted a two-way swingman that raises the ceiling of the team. One could definitely talk themselves into Oubre after that report. The NBA insider even mentioned the Lakers were willing to thaw on their stance regarding accepting contracts that stretch beyond the 2025-26 season, aiming to satisfy the current opportunity for contention with Luka Doncic and LeBron James. With Oubre, they would not have to make that sacrifice. The 76ers wing is in the last year of his two-year deal in 2025-26. Oubre will hit unrestricted free agency in the 2026 offseason. That should also make his asking price a fairly reasonable one, theoretically, during trade negotiations. Oubre is exactly the kind of tenacious defender the Lakers are missing from their starting lineup. The potential acquisition could be tasked with the tough matchups that Los Angeles had few answers for post-Doncic trade. Oubre brings a strong presence scoring the ball and rebounding as well. The 10-year veteran averaged 15.1 points per game and 6.1 rebounds during the 2024-25 season. The main concern with Oubre would be his shooting ability, or lack thereof. The 29-year-old has shot 32.5% over his career, and only delivered 29.3% with the 76ers last season. Still, one could justify the risk versus the reward with the knowledge of how much Doncic does for creating easy opportunities on the perimeter for shooters. Worst-case scenario, Oubre could opt to attack a weak closeout with his slashing ability instead. There are few moves in September to be made that could still be classified as game-changers. This would have the potential to fall into that category for the Lakers. Lakers' load management plan for LeBron James becomes clearer. The 40-year-old Los Angeles Lakers superstar may not be afforded the luxury of taking it easy in 2025-26. LeBron James continues to be so great at basketball that it can be easy to forget his body needs extra maintenance at this stage of his career. Despite that, the Los Angeles Lakers may not be in a position to rest and manage the load of James in the way which the situation would demand. This was a topic tackled by Jovan Buha on a recent episode of his podcast. The Lakers insider made it clear this was his own speculation on the matter, and not an internal report. However, the thought remained that James may not get the luxury of sitting out a ton of key points in 2025-26. Buha said, logically, it makes some sense at age 41, year 23, to sprinkle in some load management. I don't expect him to consistently rest back-to-backs. Maybe once in a blue moon, or it's a 4 games in 5 nights stretch. I don't expect it to be a Kawhi Leonard type of load management. The Lakers insider did not believe James would be purposely rested 15 to 20 games to stay fresh. Buha did admit that approach would be best, but he thought even James would be hesitant to accept that type of workload, based on recent years and LeBron's stance on load management. Lakers will need every game they can get from LeBron James. The obvious elephant in the room as to why the Lakers could not get away with strategically sitting James and keeping him out of games entirely would be the loaded Western Conference that they play in. Considering the quality of competition, not having your second-best player available, on purpose, can certainly cost you games on a regular basis. Luka Doncic is capable of carrying a team like few others in the NBA. However, the duo of Doncic and James is at the crux of what makes the Lakers special heading into the 2025-26 season. Removing half of that equation would undoubtedly dampen the Lakers' chances of winning. That remains true even against some of the easier matchups they should have. One does not need to look much further than last year's Western Conference standings to see evidence of the bloodbath it offers. The Lakers secured the third seed with a record of 50-32 and the help of key tiebreakers. That was only 2 wins better than the 8th seed in 2024-25. Resting James as he approaches his 41st birthday would be nice. However, if the competition is anything akin to what was offered last season, that could be the difference between the Lakers having home court advantage in the first round and participating in the play-in tournament. Austin Reaves given high praise amid Lakers trade rumors. Though never the first topic of conversation when it comes to the Los Angeles Lakers, Austin Reaves has been a crucial piece of the franchise over the last few seasons. Now, entering the final year of his 4-year, $54 million deal with the Lakers, the shooting guard has been in numerous trade rumors and reports on a future outside of Los Angeles. However, even with the rumors and conflicting reports on the Lakers' potential trade interest, Reaves was recently given high praise as one of the top shooting guards in the NBA. Austin Reaves had a career-best season in 2024-25 and averaged a strong line of 20.2 points, 4.5 rebounds, 5.8 assists, and 1.1 steals across 34.9 minutes per game in 73 regular season appearances, J.P. Aravina of CBS Sports wrote, placing Reaves in his Tier 2 of top fantasy basketball shooting guards for next season. As Aravina wrote, Reaves had the best season of his career last year, with multiple career highs and a greater offensive workload than his previous seasons with the Lakers. Reaves is a top shooting guard. Reaves topped the Tier 2 list that also featured Dyson Daniels, Desmond Bane, and Amen Thompson as Aravina's projected top shooting guards in fantasy next season. He was behind only Anthony Edwards and Donovan Mitchell, expected to put up numbers even higher than his marks last year. However, despite Reaves' strong play, his spot in the Lakers' pecking order makes it nearly impossible for him to reach the Tier 1 status, as opposed to players like Edwards or Mitchell, who have consistently led each of their teams in possession and scoring play. The one thing that limits Reaves and prevents him from moving into Tier 1 is his usage rate and his expected role for the Lakers, Aravina wrote. He figures to be the team's third option on offense once again, well behind Luka Doncic and LeBron James. While the future of James is less certain, Doncic now looks like a long-term staple for this Lakers team. Even if Reaves turns into a consistent all-star, playing on the court with Doncic likely means he'll never reach that mark as a top shooting guard in the league. Lakers trade rumors. That's where the trade rumors begin. As Reaves is entering the last year of his contract and continues to grow his game, there's a chance the 27-year-old is hoping for a bigger opportunity somewhere else. Most recently, Reaves was offered up in a mock trade with the Utah Jazz, which saw the Lakers send a package for Lauri Markkanen. He's also been discussed as a potential fix for the Golden State Warriors and their Jonathan Kuminga problem, as well as a trade candidate for numerous other teams. As the Lakers are the most covered team in the NBA, it comes with the territory, and Reaves said he doesn't pay much attention to the rumor mill. Speaking at his annual camp earlier this summer, Reaves said he hopes for a long-term future with the Lakers, but knows that isn't a guarantee. Play. I want to be in LA, Reaves said. If they want to trade me, then we'll start something new somewhere else. But like I said, I want to be in LA, I want to play my whole career in LA. I love it there. I love the fans. Love the weather, love the golf. And obviously the Lakers is the best organization in basketball. I don't pay attention to the noise. I keep my head down, work, and I feel like that's one of the reasons I'm where I'm at. Regardless of his status as perhaps one of the most mock-traded players in recent NBA history, Reeves' impact has been huge for the Lakers over the past 4 seasons. Though he might not be on the team next summer, or even in a few months, Reeves has a ton of trade value that Rob Pelinka and the franchise could move as they enter the Luka era. Kawhi Leonard didn't want to play with LeBron James on Lakers. In the summer of 2019, some people viewed Kawhi Leonard as arguably the best player in the world. He had just put together a playoff run for the ages that ended in a title for the Toronto Raptors in the 2019 NBA playoffs. During the Leonard sweepstakes that summer, the Los Angeles Lakers were one team heavily linked to the forward. However, Leonard reportedly didn't want to play with LeBron James, and he instead opted to sign with the Los Angeles Clippers. Leonard didn't want to play with LeBron James, so the Lakers were a third wheel in the sweepstakes, Bruce Arthur of the Toronto Star wrote. Leonard made the choice to spurn the Raptors and Lakers for the Clippers after they traded for one of the top forwards in the NBA at the time. The Clippers traded a package highlighted by a young Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and 5 first-round picks to the Oklahoma City Thunder in exchange for Paul George. At the time, George was on the heels of a season with the Thunder in which he ended up with the third most votes for the MVP award. The deal for George helped the Clippers secure a commitment from Leonard, which likely explains why the team was willing to give up so much in the trade. Largely due to injuries, however, the duo of George and Leonard failed to live up to expectations during their time together, as the Clippers didn't so much as appear in an NBA Finals when they were teammates in Los Angeles. Leonard's decision to sign with the Clippers hasn't aged incredibly well for him up to this point, but that could change in the coming season. Los Angeles boasts quite a formidable roster in light of some off-season moves, as it has added the likes of Bradley Beal, Chris Paul, Brook Lopez, and John Collins to the fold to complement Leonard and James Harden. There are clearly some nice pieces there, and a title in 2026 would help rectify Leonard's choice to join the team years ago. At least on paper, the Clippers project to be one of the better teams in a highly competitive West. Maybe this coming season will be the year that Leonard finally gets over the championship hump in Los Angeles and adds a third title to his resume. NBA Insider reveals major update on Lakers trade plans. The Los Angeles Lakers made sure to make some important improvements to the roster over the summer. They knew they had to improve the center position, so they signed DeAndre Ayton. Marcus Smart was also brought in to help their perimeter defense, which was one of the biggest needs they had coming out of the playoffs a year ago against the Timberwolves. Despite these moves, they still might need to make additional ones to truly compete for a championship. One insider talked about the chances of them making a trade. NBA Insider addresses the possibility of the Lakers making a trade. NBA insider Mark Stein talked about the possibility of the Lakers making a trade at some point this season. They signed Luka Doncic to a 3-year max contract extension worth $165 million on the first day such a deal was permissible, August 2nd. They have LeBron James under contract for one more season. And they will be on the lookout, I'm told, for the proverbial right deal to present itself to upgrade on the wing if possible and add to a list of newcomers headlined by DeAndre Ayton, Marcus Smart, and Jake LaRavia. The wing spot is certainly the weakest part of the starting lineup for the Lakers, although Rui Hachimura played pretty well for Los Angeles a year ago. Still, Los Angeles could be on the hunt for a player who is a little better on the defensive end of the court to supplement the offensive firepower they have. The Lakers could be a team to watch closer to the trade deadline. Stein notes that the Lakers could decide to make a trade for a wing player near the trade deadline this season. I don't think that means they'll swing a deal for just anyone between now and the February 5th trade deadline, but league sources say LA would indeed have interest in adding a two-way swingman who can raise their ceiling. The Lakers might be more willing to make a move if LeBron James continues to get antsy. If they want to keep him for the rest of his career, however long that might be, making a win-now move is necessary. Anthony Davis sends powerful response to LeBron James, ex-LA Lakers teammate shows his support. Anthony Davis has congratulated Los Angeles Lakers star LeBron James after he was inducted into the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame as a member of the 2008 Redeem Team. James was a part of the historic 2008 USA men's Olympic basketball team that won the gold medal in Beijing following a disappointing bronze medal in the 2004 Olympics. He is now one of 2 active players to be inducted into the Hall of Fame, joining Los Angeles Clippers point guard Chris Paul. James' individual induction will take place after he retires, but to be able to call himself a Hall of Famer while still playing in the league is an incredible feat. Anthony Davis shows support for LeBron James. Dallas Mavericks star Anthony Davis, who played with LeBron James on the Lakers from 2019 to early 2025, praised LeBron on social media for his achievement. He commented "Elite" under James' recent Instagram post showing his Hall of Fame jacket. James and Davis were a formidable duo, and they won a championship together with the Lakers, defeating the Miami Heat in 6 games during the 2020 NBA Finals. Their tenure together came to an end when Davis was traded to the Dallas Mavericks for Luka Doncic in a blockbuster deal back in February. Retirement speculation continues as LeBron James enters his 23rd NBA season. James exercised his $52.6 million option with the Lakers for the 2025-26 season, which confirms he will become the first player in NBA history to play a 23rd season in the league. After this season, James will be an unrestricted free agent and he can choose where he wants to play next. Or he can call it a career. There has been a ton of speculation on when James will retire, but it's unclear when that will happen. For now, James will be focused on trying to win another championship with the Lakers alongside Luka Doncic,